What's good, everybody? This episode of the podcast is sponsored by DistroKid. They are the go-to for digital music distribution and the easiest way for musicians to get their music onto Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, TikTok, YouTube, and more. They offer unlimited uploads, and artists keep 100% of their earnings, getting your music onto platforms and into stores 10 to 20 times faster than any other distributor. They help with cover song clearance, automatic splits, and they offer all kinds of tools and templates to help you get the most visibility for your releases. I dig this company and appreciate their business model that offers more features and tools than any other distributor while doing it at the most affordable price for solo artists, bands, DJs, studio artists, and any other creators that are making music or producing music in their home, and they offer label services as well. They've got 3 different tiers that they offer to creators that start as low as $22.99 a year. That's just $1.92 a month. And even their top tier is only $7.50 per month. And the best part about DistroKid sponsoring the podcast is they are offering Dan Cable Presents listeners 30% off their first year of service with DistroKid, making their affordable prices even cheaper for you. I will put that discount link in the episode notes. It will also be in my Instagram bio. Big shout out to DistroKid for sponsoring this podcast for more than 3 years now. Much appreciated. Now let's get into the episode.
Look down at the
What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Dan Cable Presents podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the program once again. If this is your first time listening, thanks for checking out the show. You can find fresh episodes coming at you on Tuesdays. And if you want to help support this thing in a free way, you can do so by clicking subscribe on iTunes, clicking write a review, giving the podcast 5 stars if you feel like it is deserving of so, and that will help propel this baby up into the iTunes charts, giving it more visibility on the national and international levels, helping strangers find the podcast. Just a great way to contribute to the growth and sustainability of this thing. I appreciate the hell out of all the folks that have already taken the time to do so. If you're not listening on Apple, you can check it out other places, and you can subscribe there. If you're watching on YouTube, you can hit subscribe. And I think most importantly, if you're digging what you're hearing, please tell a friend about the podcast. Hope everybody is doing well out there. I'm getting ready to leave for Montreal. I'm recording this intro a few days early, and by the time this episode comes up there, hopefully I'll be safely up in Montreal exploring the beautiful city, and really excited for that. And I'm also really excited for this episode 473 of the podcast. This is a celebration of an organization called A Beat Happening, and they are celebrating their 9-year anniversary on June 21st. I've had there's a couple people on this episode. One of them is Luvjonez, and the other person is Lee H. Tillman, aka Free Tillman. Both are wonderful beat makers, and Lee is also a killer comedian. Both of them have been on the podcast individually in the past, and these last few times I've seen Jonas, he's been telling me about the 9-year anniversary of A Beat Happening, which is a beat maker experimental music showcase that has expanded and evolved over the years to include people like singer-songwriters and rappers. But you'll hear the story of how things kind of have unfolded throughout this thing. But just really amazing monthly all ages event that happens every 3rd Sunday of the month. Free, all ages, daytime stuff. They put on a handful of artists each time, and it's just a great way to to learn about new artists, and it's also awesome for the performers who, in a lot of cases, they get their first chance to perform somewhere with a beat happening. And we talk about that a lot in the conversation. We jump through the history and the evolution of the thing, and it was just awesome to catch up with both of these guys on the mic. Just really admire the work that Jonas has done to put this thing together, and then also figure out a way to figure out how to keep it going for 9 years is absolutely incredible. And Lee is there every month hosting the event, which is also just another beautiful labor of love. So shout out to both of them for being on this journey for so long, and it was so cool just to get on the mics and get to reflect upon it with them and learn new things about the the performances that have taken place, or just the history of a beat happening. And I also thought it would be a lot of fun if I got some folks from that community to make some kind of testimonial videos celebrating a beat happening. So throughout this conversation, you are going to hear from some folks who made some videos that just wanted to share their love for a beat happening. And I hope this is a cool celebration of the work that Jonas and Lee have put into making the Portland music community better. And just grateful to know both of them, and for Jonas to have reached out to ask to come on the show is always a special thing. So congratulations. If you're new to a beat happening, I hope this is a cool intro to it. I would really encourage you to go check it out. The 9-year anniversary is June 21st. It is an insanely stacked out lineup, which you will hear in depthly about the curation for the lineup. But let me just run through it real quick. Free Tillman and Luvjonez are performing together. They don't often get to actually perform, so they're gonna do a set. Let Her Cook will be there. It's a celebration of a lot of different Portland organizations. The Thesis, DJ Verbs, global based, Hungry Hip Hop, which is another great organization. Legendary DJ Cliff, and Scratcher Portland, which is Selly, who was on the previous episode of this podcast. If you want to hear my in-depth conversation with Selly, we do the deep dive on turntables. Just a really gifted dude on the decks, and just really fun chat as well. So I would encourage you to go back and check that out after this episode if you're new to the thing. But crazy good lineup. It's free in all ages as always, so go support them. The links for a beat happening will be in the episode notes. I'll also put the links for Luvjonez, and also for Lee H. Tillman, aka Free Tillman. Check out his comedy special. I'll put the link up for that as well. And they have made some music together. They have this Free Love series, Volume 1 and Volume 2 now. And that is the music that you are going to hear throughout the episode. Thought that would be the most fitting music to throw in the thing, since they are my two guests. And they made those records together, which is... just kind of another example of things that have come from them coming together to do a beat happening on the regular. So thank you for tuning in. Episode 473 coming at you. A beat happening. Free Tillman, a.k.a. Lee H. Tillman, and Jonas, a.k.a. Luvjonez on the cast. We're kicking it off with one of my favorite tracks from Free Love 2. It's called NYC. Let's do the damn thing. Well, I was thinking, just for anybody that maybe didn't tune in 5 years ago, Jonas, can you just talk about the early days of a beat happening and like what inspired you to start it and kind of how it all came together initially?
Yeah, I mean, I think the origin of it was like Derek, Taruk, and I, who met playing. I may have mentioned this back then, but I can always retell it. But we met in a adult kickball league, and we got there early one day, both of us, and we were just kind of like, "What do you do? What do you do?" And we were both music producers, and we were both interested in trying to start a show because we had both been to Thirsty City, but we wanted to focus on just beat makers.
Yeah.
And we both lived within walking distance of Future Shock, so we like walked down there that day and talked to Tim about trying to put on a few shows and see how it goes. He didn't really know either one of us from the next person.
Yeah.
So, but I knew that he hosted like album release shows and stuff like that there and pop-ups. So we were like, let's just try it and see how it goes. And as a nod to Thirsty City, we got Northern Draw on the first show. Dead Brains, who was like, I think he was like 16, 17 then. Young producer who had worked with Karma Rivera, Lisa Vasquez. I think that was it for beat makers. And then we had a guest DJ, Skippy from LA, who was one of Derek's friends. Just to try to kick it off and do like a broad, all ages, different genres, different identities on the lineup and see how it goes. And we got such a big crowd. We were like, all right, let's do this some more. And we kept going. And Tim was like, let's just go until whatever feels natural. And then so it just, we've been doing it ever since. And we went really strong for the first, until 2020, February 2020, when everything got canceled.
Yeah. So was that 2017?
Yeah, July 2017. Yeah. I forgot to date this thing, but yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I had to do the math. I was like 9 years, 2016.
Yeah, so yeah, we met in like June and then went and like met up before that and talked about like what do we want to call it. I worked for Squarespace at the time, so I was like, I can build a website for it.
Yeah.
My background is in graphic design, so I was like, I can make a logo. So we could at least like legitimize it in terms of finding it and making like social media accounts and YouTube channels and all this stuff. So even if it would have only lasted like 2 or 3 shows, we could have still kind of like branded it and got it out there.
Yeah.
And so just because the name is kind of common, it's just a common phrase. So we were like, or I guess it's not that common, but
well, I mean, there's a band called Beat Happening.
Beat Happening.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like, just there's like art happenings and all this type of stuff. So, just, we tried to pick a color scheme that stood out and a logo that was kind of a nod to the experimentalness of the show and the multi-genre stuff. So
yeah, how were you like presenting it early on, I guess? Or I don't know, when you were like putting out those early flyers and like trying to let people know that it was happening, like did you have some sort of like through line, like this is for the beat makers specifically, or like electronic artists or rappers can come, or like what did that look like early on?
Yeah, the original tagline that we used was like cosmic sounds from the underground.
Okay.
Just to be like weird and nebulous and just to kind of invite that you will hear something experimental or like maybe a work in progress type thing. And the essence of like a happening is that this might happen just the once, or if you don't catch it live, it may not be the same experience. But yeah, I mean, we put up posters like 11 by 17, which I also printed at work. I'd really leaned into the resources of where I worked and printed out like 11 by 17 color posters. And then we went up and hung them up mostly on Burnside, near the shop. Tim put one in his window. think we went to Eastburn and just kind of slowly worked ourselves down just to help spread it like that. We had zero marketing budgets. We were just like super DIY, hoped that the Instagram got any traffic at all, and shared it with Kip and Northern Draw and Thirsty City, and was just like, if you can tell people about it. But we figured having him on the lineup might bring that crowd too.
For sure.
Yeah, and the same with Lisa. I used to run into her everywhere, so we were like, if each of those people brings like 4 or 5 people, that would be worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. It's Northern Draw. I want to give a shout out to my friends, A Beat Happening, reaching 9 years. Congratulations. It's a big accomplishment. Huge shout out to Luvjonez and also Tillman for hosting the event, and a shout out to Simbla for also helping start the event 9 years ago. It was a huge honor to play the very first edition of A Beat Happening, which Luvjonez and Simbla asked me to do. So that was really one of my fond memories. And also another one was recently I played with Michael Speck's kid Palms, and he was so developed, had such a dope sound, and Specs was there. And if you didn't know, one of my early shows in Portland that put me on was a sign show, which Michael Specs is the producer for. So I got to see this multi-generational community within Portland and the scene there. And A Beat Happening has been very instrumental in fostering that scene. So kudos to you all, and here's to 9 more years. Signing off.
That happened at Future Shock. Some people came.
Yeah.
Lee, were you there? Were you?
No, I didn't start. I didn't meet Jonas until the tail end of 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I performed sometime like January, February in 2018.
Okay.
And I've been a part of Beat Happening pretty much since then.
Yeah. What was, I don't know, like what was that connection between the two of you that you became a part of the thing, and how did that kind of come about where you started actively kind of helping out or hosting or
so what did I'm not sure exactly what Derek's story was like. Why at some point during COVID he decided he didn't want to continue.
Okay.
And did Derek ever do graffiti, because his name is Symbla One, which sounds like a graffiti name.
No, yeah, I mean, he never did, but
okay, but anyway, so his producer name is Symbol One, so I'm Simba 2, like that. That's my
yeah.
But yeah, so I'm not for whatever reason he didn't want to continue after COVID and everything. So since I had been a part of A Beat Happening for so long, like I've been coming to shows, I performed multiple times and stuff. I'd always be there, and I was like, and me and Jonas became friends over that time, and it was just like, if you're trying to bring it back, if there's anything I can do, just let me know.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you could host it. And I was like, okay, well, I'll host it then. And ever since then, that's like 2021. I've been hosting since 2021.
Well, I guess maybe even a better question then is, like, since you came to perform initially, just like checking it out, like what kept you coming back early on?
Well, I'll tell you the night that I met Jonas, we were at Kelly's Olympia, and I was going there to meet someone else.
Oh, that's right.
So I was like new to Portland, and I was a beat maker, and I had a vinyl that I had pressed, and I wanted to like get it out and let people know about it. So I went to meet this other producer. His name's Trox, big time, beat maker. I think he lives in LA now. And they had a show at Kelly's Olympian.
Okay.
And I went there and I met him, and I was like, hey, I'm new in town. I'm just looking for a place where I can maybe like promote some shows, do some live shows, or just, talk to other people. And Jonas just happened to be at the show too. So Trox was like, hey, this is the guy you need to talk to. So I talked to Jonas. And I mean, I think literally we've been friends ever since. Like, I don't remember what we talked about, but we just been like friends ever since like we met that day, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, could I? You have this new show, can I perform sometime? And that was when, because I probably met him in like October, November 2027, and the next you know, he was like, yeah, I'll put you on, you know, the next one that's available. And that was probably like January, February. And then I went to the one before I was supposed to perform just to check it out, just to see what it was like.
Got to do some recon
Yeah.
and figure out what's happening.
And it was really cool. Like, it was fun. It was packed. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, you know, I wanted to see like what was happening before, so I went to the next one. I performed at the following one, had a good time, and then I just kind of, it was like, okay, well, this is a monthly thing, and I don't think I don't know if I came every month, but I was, you know, I was just one of the people that was. I met other producers and beat makers and stuff, and it was just cool hanging out with people like-minded people. So
Yeah,
I was always around.
Yeah, no, I remember being very impressed that he had pressed the vinyl, because I'm like 15 years in, I've still never pressed a vinyl. And that was like his like business card. He was just like, hey, I just put out an album and I pressed it on vinyl. I was like, dang. I was like, yeah, you are about it. So I was just like, yeah, let's check it out. And we typically stopped shows for like November, December. Now it's November through January. So like the next show after that wasn't going to be until the next year anyway. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of, and I mean, it's funny that he came to check it out before, because we like actively encourage people to do that, because if people reach out and they want to play, we're like, come check out the show first. Like, meet the people that do it, see the format of the show, because I think some people, when we haven't done that in the past, I think they perceive it as like a concert, and so it's a different type of prep, and they show up and they're like, you know, maybe won't be there for sound check, or they show up only for their spot and then they leave. So we were like, the focus is community building.
Yeah.
Like, we want you to meet other people in the scene. Yeah, we used to do this thing where we would like, in between, we have like segue music where we would play it between acts, and we'd be like, now shake the hand of someone near you or introduce yourself, you know, very like scholastic.
Some church shit.
Yeah. But I mean, but it was cool though. I mean, it was like a good way to it was such a packed space that you were almost like face to face with people. So you kind of had to like go outside to say hi to people.
Yeah.
But it really did work. I mean, in terms of like people meeting, seeing what they were doing, and then collaborations that came from that are still going today. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Yo, Meltzer here. Just want to give a huge shout out to A Beat Happening, Jonas and Lee. Thank y'all so much for all you do for the community. I've met a lot of my friends, strengthened friendships through this event. Super happy to have helped several different of the events on the audio side. I don't think it can be understated how important something like this is for our weird little electronic music community, to show that there's an outlet for people to present their stuff, regardless of age, skill, identity. I love how Jonas and Lee have particularly made it a point to be so welcoming and open and inclusive. Y'all are actually the best, man. So thank y'all so much for all you do for the community. Love y'all. Appreciate it.
Do you feel like you can, I don't know, recognize like any keys to what it's been to building that sort of audience and community?
Like
just as far as like what those events have become, like, and maybe them being more like hangs at times versus just like going to a show.
I mean, I think I'm just trying to be as transparent with people as possible about like, we don't make money, you won't make money.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You know, that this is free. It's all ages. We create, you know, it's accessible. We do it in an intentional space. You know, there's no pressure. We give you 25 minutes to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It will go up on YouTube eventually.
It's an all ages show, so it's meant for like everybody to be there. So we want like everybody to have a good time. And also, like a lot of people, especially, we usually have like a DJ like
Mm-hmm.
start out the set, and a lot of times DJs are really excited because normally when a DJ they have to like perform for the crowd, like whatever that show is.
Yeah.
They have to do that. With the beat happening, they can do whatever, they can play whatever they want to play, and they're excited about it because like, oh yeah, finally I can like play just the stuff that I like instead
Yeah.
of, oh, this is trip hop night,
Yeah.
so I got to play this all night. This, they can just go from genre to genre and do whatever they want.
They don't have to cater to
Yeah.
a crowd.
Yeah, I'm always like, it's a showcase, not a concert. Like, you can
Yeah.
share what you feel, that you want to share, but like, no one's gonna boo you off stage at our shows.
It's
Yeah.
kind of meant to get like producers out of the house, because a lot of times like beat makers, we just want to stay in the room and just making beats and just not really interact with anyone. But this is a way, hey, you've been working on stuff for months, a year, whatever, come
Yeah.
out, let's see what you've been working on. That's kind of the vibe of everything. It's just kind of like, well, let's see, everybody, this is so and so, let's see what they've been working on. And that's kind of what it is. That's the vibe.
Yeah, anybody who's come back to play is usually because I'm like watching their roll out for an album, and I'm like, oh, if you got new work, you want to come share it, like often they have like a release show or something planned, but I'm like, once it's out, if you want to come play, come back and share again.
Yeah. Because, like, for the beat makers, the DJs, there isn't like always a place for them to like do a build show
Yeah.
necessarily anyway.
Yeah.
Like, or like a place where they can do just maybe like 20 minutes and don't have to have like the pressure of like filling the room or like you're saying with like a DJ, like a lot of times it's just them at the bar playing like either loungy music, or they have to
Right.
keep it like super hyped and keep a dance party going. It's not like a lot of time for being like experimental maybe.
That's part of the fun of it too. It's like sometimes they're so caught up in having to please the crowd that they like to be like, play what you play at home.
Yeah.
Like play your deep cuts or your favorite stuff. And it takes them a minute to adjust to like, oh, I can just, there's no pressure. Like we'll support whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see them lean into that. Some people just do what they do, and that's fine.
Yeah. It kind of feels, I don't know, maybe for the people that do get to perform more often, that it feels like a good space to like kind of workshop shit, like almost an open mic in some way. Like, I know it's like a showcased performance, but I would imagine that it feels like a safe space to kind of just try some shit, and it's okay if it's not perfect kind of thing.
Yeah, everybody's like super supportive. And it's also because a lot of people like stay in the house. This is kind of like a meeting place where you can like meet your homies that you saw like a month ago, maybe at the show. Like maybe we've all been in the house and haven't been in home making beats, and now you get to like meet all in one place and be like, oh, this is the place where we all meet once a month to talk about what we've been working on, like not even perform, just be like, oh, this is the homie from last month. I can hang out and just talk music or whatever.
For sure.
Yeah. And I encourage people to, like, if they have merch, some people have really quirky merch. But I'm just like, if you have stuff you want to sell, you can do that too. Like, it really just trying to invite people into the space and be like, come back, Not everyone comes back, but there are some loyal folks who've been there since the beginning who still pop up at shows.
Yeah. What does curation for the events look like at this stage in the game, 9 years into it, and like how has it maybe changed over time?
I mean, I'm at this point, I try my best to intentionally mash up genres and styles and communities on the same bills. I mean, that's really, and the apex of that is the 9-year anniversary lineup, but it's like, I know people who DJ cumbia, and I know people who I don't know, do like experimental rap or make improvisational sets every time you see them, or I don't know, R&B, or singer-songwriter, whatever it is. A lot of those lineups are often similar genres when they do play.
Yeah.
So I just try to mash them all up and be like, these people are in your city. I want, whether I'm forcing you to meet or I just want you to be on the same lineup, I want people to see that these things exist in their city. Even if it's like maybe a community, like a genre that you would never attend. If I put them on the lineup, maybe you'll be interested in that and go connect with them. So it's like, it's still community building. It's a little more covert, where I'm just like, get you all in the same room and see what happens. And that's always evolving. Like if I see people doing stuff and they, have no connection, I've never met them, it's just a lot of like very long Instagram DMs giving context for what we do, because the YouTube channel helps justify it. I think a lot of times I'm just like, here's what we do. It's not paid, but in exchange for your time, we give you a YouTube video that you can use. So it's always evolving. That's the fun part of it. But it's really intentionally mushed different genres together on the same bill.
Yeah.
If you stay for the whole show, you will hear like at least 5 different genres of
Definitely.
music, the whole time.
Yeah.
So no matter what you're into, you're going to hear something that you like.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll hear something that you've never heard before and you'll be like, oh, what's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the cool things is where we do the show now at Atelier, George, the owner, has like, he's like, sometimes it's like we're debuting DJs for him, because he'll be so excited that a DJ played something that he'll like go and hire them for other stuff, or like have them on the
He's doing his A&R for the DJs at the spot.
Yeah. So, but it's cool to see those opportunities bubble up from this kind of, from our shows, however it is, whether it's singer-songwriters or DJs, whatever it is, like those things are still kind of offshoots of that too.
Yeah, for sure. Especially, giving a lot of people their first opportunities to perform, I'm assuming, and like just that's like helpful to the community when like other people in that room are like building bills themselves, or like trying to figure out collaborations, like see someone play and it's just like, oh, we could do something together.
Yeah, that's and the all ages things kind of, we're like, it used to be like once a year. I mean, I still kind of sprinkle younger folks in when I meet them, but they keep graduating and moving away, so it's hard to keep track. But Palms, who's like the son of Michael at Specs Records, it felt like a bunch of uncles trying to like get him out into the world. But when he was 15, he was like ready to play a set. And he had never performed anything outside of his bedroom. I mean, maybe at Specs a little bit, but being able to host that as like that continued line of first appearances by a lot of people, it's always fun to be a part of that. And I was really like, we were all like, how are you this talented at 15?
Yeah.
He's like putting out singles on UK record labels, and I don't know. It's wild to see the growth with that. But like being part of a lot of people's first shows, it's amazing to kind of watch their trajectory, whether they hang around Portland or not. Like Black Daria, her and Shira, their first ever DJ set was with A Beat Happening. And now they're like traveling the globe, DJing all over the place. So
yeah.
And then there's people that have met each other, like maybe like a singer and a beat maker like met each other, or a rapper or whatever. They meet each other, now they're making music, because they met each other at A Beat Happening.
Yeah.
I think like Hulimar.
Yeah. That's been amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Miss
doing
L
big
and
things.
Avi.
Yeah.
Miss L and Shane.
Yeah,
Rachel Wong and Hulimar. Yeah.
It's cool to get to see those things
Yeah.
sprout up and just kind of know that they met at one of these events. And
Yeah, no, it's amazing how quickly it comes together too. Like Rachel Wong and Hulimar played on our show in January of last year.
I was at that one.
And they immediately started putting out songs together and shooting videos together and supporting each other. And now, like, Hulimar just rocked the Cinco de Mayo show downtown.
Hell yeah.
As a solo artist.
Was there a point early on, I don't know, were you apprehensive to bring on, like, vocalists or rappers into the fold, being that it kind of, like, started more as a showcase for beat makers or DJs, electronic artists, and then like what was it kind of like welcoming that in to the fold?
I mean, I think those were the limitations. Like, they weren't really hard lines at first, but we were like just beat makers and DJs. But one of the things that you find, especially in Portland, is that it starts to eliminate who's you're able to bill. Like, there might be, especially like female beat makers and producers, there's not an equal amount of them in the city that are like actively visible.
Yeah.
But there are a ton of female and femme DJs. So I was just like, well, if that's the access point that we can take to get more women on the show or more femme identified folks, then let's just do that, like. And then some of them were singer-songwriters, like Nocilla, when she came and played. She was a producer, like studio producer, amazing pop producer. But she was like, "Can I do vocals too?" And we were like, "I mean, you can, but once you see the setup, it's pretty small. So like, whatever you can fit into like a guitar with effects pedals and a microphone is a lot to put behind the counter at Future Shock." But I think with that, it was kind of like on the artist. Like, we really stressed like we're not set up as like a recording studio, but we can do what we can. There's no promises it'll come out great, but if that's how you want to present, then go for it.
There was one thing, like, I don't know how much this bothered you, but like there were sometimes people that just wanted to freestyle the whole time. Like, we'd have beat makers and then somebody would like jump on. I'm like, if the producer, whoever is, behind the desk is okay with it,
has requested
then
that,
that's fine. But like, don't just jump on. Like, and there would be people that were just like, oh, here's the beat, I'm gonna like freestyle for during his entire set.
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't about you. This is what this is. So that was something that I think we had to like, all right.
Yeah, we definitely had to pull the mic away from people at first, because it was like, sometimes you would ask them and they'd be like, sure, maybe for this song. But then people just kept going with it.
Yeah.
And, it's fun for a minute, but after a while you're like, it's kind of struggle bars. And then you're just like, all right, this is about them. So that can be a separate thing.
It's not a cipher.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's hard to, I mean, it's not like we have a camera team. It's like a solo GoPro that we had in the beginning. So it was like you had to kind of pick the whole tripod up and aim it at who's freestyling. Otherwise, it's just like off camera rapping.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. Yeah, there was just several of those where we had to be like freestyle to yourself in the crowd, but not on camera.
Yeah. Are you guys like collaborating much to put the show on, or is it simply like, Jonas, you're booking the show, Lee, you're hosting the show?
I
like,
think
what's happening behind the scenes to like make sure that the show is happening every month?
Like, when I first came on, we like collaborated a little more, but I guess to streamline it, because this is Jonas's baby.
Yeah.
He does the booking and flyers and everything.
Yeah.
I pretty much host the show and make sure everything is like set up in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty much just the host of the show.
Yeah, but Lee's met, like, we kind of move in these worlds where like we both meet artists outside of the shows, and so it's always open for like, did you like meet someone and you want to get them on a show, that's worked several times.
Yeah, I have like, because we'll meet people separately. Be like, oh yeah, we'll see if we can get you on a beat happening or something. So we're kind of like, I generally don't build the lineup, but I will like toss him some names and be like, hey, here's some people that may be interesting. I don't know if you've met them or not. So yeah.
Nice having somebody else to do some community outreach.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just, because my day job is also event production, I'm always kind of working 2-3 months out, just to keep, like, it's so much work to confirm the shows with people and then start working on the flyers. So there's like, it's kind of at a rhythm now where I've whether it's successful or not, it's just kind of like what I can manage.
Yeah.
And I have like this ongoing it's a text brick on a document of just artists who've reached out that for whatever reason, it's never worked out for them to play. Like, it's wild that we're 9 years in and there's still people who haven't played and we see them all the time. But, it's like, with Lana Shea even, she's been around since the beginning, like the very first shows. And in my mind, she had performed with us before, but I realized like years in that she's like guest appearance on a bunch of people's sets, but she had never played her own solo set. And I was like, I see her all the time, and I was like, oh my gosh, we got to get you a solo set after 8 years, 9 years of shows. So things like that too, like you just see people a lot, and somehow them being there makes it feel like they've played. Like Shane Queasy, who's playing this month, is at almost every show, and so to me, he just played recently, but that's been since we were at Produce Row was the last time he played.
Which was about
5
years ago.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is crazy. And that's how long it feels like he's been working on this project. And every time I see him, I'm always like, how's that project going? This is turning into your like Dr. Dre's detox album. And he's like, I was like, just pick a month and you can have guest appearances, but like, you tell me when you're ready. And he finally was like, May. After all this, all this time, I was like, yeah, you got it. I've been waiting for this. I feel like I've caught glimpses of tracks on the album at different live shows, but I'm like, come do it.
Yeah. I would imagine that's a nice thing for the people that are showing up that are artists. Like, it's something to fuel the fire, I think, to see people doing the thing, and like maybe have your peers kind of bugging you a little bit about like, hey, you said you were working on a project, like where's it at?
Yeah, I'm good at that. If somebody tells me they're working on it, I will like, all right, where's it at?
Yeah.
You got a single? You want to perform one song? Yeah, I'm gentle pestering until they're ready to go.
This is a message from Foliage, beatmaker based in Portland, Oregon.
A Beat Happening has been a big part of my musical journey, but also my own event organizing kind of thing. Jonas and Lee have been big inspirations to go out and just kind of try to do my thing, just make it work. Venues are, it seems like, happy to kind of showcase this kind of thing. It just takes the organization and the DIY spirit, I guess. It's really cool to see. It's one of my favorite things, just the DIY, get a bunch of really talented musicians together, free show, anyone could come. It's such a cool showcase of musical local talent, and I couldn't be more proud of my friends they're all my best friends I met in the scene. And it's really cool, their dedication to kind of capturing all these live performances in a professional camera setup. It's, they put the YouTube videos up of all the performances, and it's really cool, like, as one of the performers, to go back and see such a high quality render of the performance. It's a treasure to go back and kind of relive. It's really cool, I think, that it's not uncommon at a Beat Happening show to see a musician or artist doing one of their first shows, if not their very first show, alongside with very respected, very already like well-known artists. I think it's a really cool kind of showcase in that sense. This kind of environment really builds collaboration, it builds confidence, it builds community, and I'm here for it all. So happy 9th year anniversary to A Beat Happening. I'm happy to have been a small part of it, and I'm really excited to see what the future brings.
It's cool to see people grow too, because a lot of times, like, we'll see like their first performance, and not everybody's great. I'll be honest, but like, I mean, and then you see them like a year later, and I'm like, wow, like you really stepped it up. Like, so it's cool to see that. It's cool to see people's growth. And a lot of times, like, and we had like youth shows where, like he was talking earlier, like, you know, there's like teenagers that are like their first performance or whatever, and you see them like a year later and they're still doing it and they're still making some great stuff. So that like inspires me, maybe not to make music myself, but just in general, just in life, it'd be like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. And one of the youth producers, there was a group here called Burbia, which was like 3 kids in like late high school. I think 2 of them graduated, but one of them moved to, I think he got into school at UC Berkeley, and he messaged me and was like, I want to start something like A Beat Happening down here. What do you recommend? And I was like, oh man, that's a huge question, but I gave him a bunch of pointers about how we even started searching for Portland artists. I was like, you know, if you're new on campus and you don't know anybody, you know, search on SoundCloud, search on Bandcamp, like kind of use local tags to see who's doing stuff, who may not be known, you know, who might just be putting out their own stuff. You know, and don't expect a big crowd when you first do it. But I gave him all the pointers, and he's done a few shows, but he started a show, and like seeing that through line too, just to be like, he's so motivated and you know, with his own growth, that he's starting shows to try to make a name for himself in another city. So that's been cool. And then Hulimar, who we've mentioned a few times, like I remember she came when we had shows at Produce Row and introduced herself. She had messaged me. It was like, hey, do you ever have people rap in Spanish? I'm like, yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, and she came and she was super kind. And then she came and played and she killed it. She was like an experienced pro the first time I was like, you just started?
That shit crushed. I was also at that one.
Yeah. And I was like, you're
this
good.
Is wild.
I was like, you're fine. Just keep making new songs, but you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So it's been, you know, moments like that. It's always like inspirational, where I'm just like blown away at how ready people are.
Yeah. Yeah. Witnessing the growth is like a pretty special thing, I think, like as far as, you know, when you are trying to cultivate like some sort of like community event, or like when you stick around long enough to like witness the growth. I mean, there's been like, I don't know, so many artists that like I've seen in the last like 13 years like roll through here, and you know, maybe that first record they put out was like, I was like, all right, it's fine, like whatever. And then like seeing them, you know, 8 years later now and headlining Mississippi studios, and I'm like, whoa, you guys are fucking ripping now, like you're so good, like it's crazy. Like it's really inspiring.
Yeah, one of the, I mean, kind of like building off of that same kind of growth model, like Avi Sinclair, who played not the first show, but he has been around since the very first one. Like I remember him the first time he played, I was like, oh,
I think I was at the first show I came to, maybe Avi performed, and I was blown away.
Did he still have his long
He had
hair
dreads.
then?
He had dreads then, yeah.
Okay.
But I was like, wow, this kid is crazy talented. And so, you know, we put out his first release. We used to put out cassettes and different projects to support artists pre-pandemic. But I just got back from Atlanta. We went and played the show Controllerize, and Avi went with us. And he was like beaming about it, you know, like we only really got to play for like 7 minutes each. But the through line of him playing his first show at a Beat Happening and then playing at Controllerize as part of one of our traveling lineups.
Yeah.
Was just cool to be there to witness. Because I think for a while I don't know how active he was with music, but he was still making stuff and not performing it. But now he's like back in it, taking it serious. So
yeah, you've kind of like gotten to travel a little bit with it, and you've done some shows out in Mexico now.
Yeah,
as well too.
International.
Like, what is it? What does it look like trying to expand this model in some way into other cities, or like how proud are you, I guess, of like getting to go to a place like Atlanta or going to Mexico and, you know, getting to showcase a lineup?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that was kind of experimental. We did one early on, again, pre-pandemic. It might have been like January, February of 2020, but we did one in Seattle as just kind of a trade with, they used to have a show called Pad Pushers, and so we went up there and did that at Vermilion, and whatever. I mean, it was like, it's funny because they have that show, and then immediately after it's just like a regular club night, so our night kind of bled into that, and
perfect.
But it was like, oh, we can go other places. Like, we didn't film that one, but we just did it as a show. And then for the Mexico City one, I was just like,
weren't you already going to be in Mexico City?
Yeah, we were just going to go just to go. And then I was like, my friend Tiara owned a restaurant down there.
Okay.
And she was like, oh, there's all these DJs and people who hit me up about playing, but I don't want to organize it. If you want to come down here and do a show as a Beat Happening, and you can work with all these artists and reach out to them and see if you can do something. And so that's what I did. I was just like, well, I didn't plan to throw a show while I was there, but I also, in a previous trip, had gone to play at a record store down there, and so the owner of that record store was really supportive. He's like, if you guys ever come back, you know, you can play here again. So yeah, I reached out to a bunch of artists in Mexico City area. You know, I was like, I know you don't know me from the next person, and again, no money involved, but if you want to come play at the show, you know, we'll film it, we'll put it on YouTube, I'll record everything. And they all showed up. You know, and people, complete strangers, showed up and played. Black Daria was still there, so she came and played a short set, but everyone else was brand new to me.
Hell yeah.
But again, the YouTube series helped people understand what we do, too.
Yeah.
And so I sent that as a reference. I was like, I know you don't know me, but this YouTube series shows all the stuff we've been doing. And then I've just used that model every time. So I did one in Chicago. Did the same thing there. Talked to some of the artists out there, because out of this respect, most of it's just been me going to places, reaching out to artists in those cities. I had never like brought other people with me really, but with Chicago, I reached out. I invited all these guys who throw events out there to play on that show.
Okay.
And through networking with them, they invited me to play on their shows. And so using those things as the model, I was just like, oh, I could kind of do this, not anywhere, but in a lot of places. So the YouTube library helps people understand what it is we're doing. You know, like, it's just like, yeah, this is a Beatmaker show and we're visitors, but it's kind of like a cultural exchange type thing too.
Yeah.
So.
I think when people can see that you've been doing it for almost a decade too, that's like reassuring to them that you're not like, this isn't some new thing. Where you're like,
I'm not trying to trick you into anything. You know, I'm not trying to release your music put out an album or anything. I'm like, I just for archive's sake, video record everything, but we also don't have to. Like, you can just play the show.
This is a message from Portland-based beatmaker and producer Listening Listener.
Happy 9 years to Beat Happening. Thank you for giving us a place to play, getting introverts outside, and getting us into the community. feels like home playing at Beat Happening. And recently we had the Atlanta trip, and that was like a dream come true, and plenty of full circle moments for, I feel like, all of us during that trip. A lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and yeah, again, happy 9 years of Beat community, Beat Happening.
How do you guys feel like maybe the event has like grown and evolved over time, or like, do you notice any
Well, we
big
have
differences?
a camera and an engineer now.
Yeah, that is true.
We have a real
Yeah.
camera as
Yeah.
opposed to a GoPro.
Yeah, GoPro and a Zoom recorder is all we had in the beginning.
Yeah, but like it's testament to Jonas. Like all these people come together, and everyone does this for free. Like people will come and they will, record the show for us for free.
Yeah.
Like not, we're using their equipment to like engineer and everything, and the venue, they let us perform there. So it's just not just the producers like coming together but like just these different entities. A studio over here or somebody that, records video, they'll come and they'll just do it for free just because they enjoy what the show is, and they'll do it for us. That's the coolest thing to see. It's just other people coming in and just being like, how can I help?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been part of the, like, having to relocate several times. I was just like listing it out the other day.
What, 5 different?
this
It's about
is the
5
fifth
different
time,
venues.
yeah.
5 different venues.
So it started at Future Shock.
Yeah.
And then
We were Produce Row.
it was the Produce Row era.
Yeah,
Lolo
and then
Pass.
Lolo Pass.
Oh yeah.
And
There
then
was
they-
the Lolo. I forgot about the Lolo Pass. Every time I drive past that place, I was like, oh yeah, Be Happening.
Yeah, no, that's. I feel the same
And
way.
I'm like, I don't know what this is anymore.
Yeah,
but
it's like a methadone clinic or something.
Yeah.
And then we were at Extension 606 for a few months.
okay.
And then that's when I met George at Atelier, and it's the same pitch every time, which makes it harder to. Everyone has a hard time relocating, but with us, it's just like, here's the thing: we have no money. I can't pay you anything, but I can bring people.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's usually the trade-off. And then we asked for a day on a Sunday is mostly when people are slow.
Yeah.
And so they're like with George, he was like, yeah, Sundays is great because we don't really have anything on Sundays.
Yeah. It's got to be appealing for someone like that to be like, sure, at least 15 to 30 people are going to come in here.
Yeah.
And
and,
like,
and it's a daytime event, so
Yeah.
people will just be walking by and just seeing it and coming in. That's part of the appeal of it too, is that it's during the day, so you don't have to stay the whole time. It could be just like a coming
Yeah.
and going.
just pop in.
Yeah, just pop in, just
Catch
see
a
what's
couple
up.
sets. Out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is part of the evolution too, because when we started, it was like 6 to 9 on every third Thursday,
Yeah.
just because of the record store hours.
Yeah.
And then when we came back, Produce Row, we were just like, let's do it during the day. I mean, it was still kind of pandemic era, so we were trying to make sure it's open air and make sure it's during the day so people can like feel safe.
Yeah. I'm a little biased because I got to be the one that like facilitated it happening there.
Yeah.
In some way, but like those were some pretty fun ones, getting to be outside on that patio.
I mean, and the 5-year was insane.
Yeah.
There was so many people. There was a couple hundred people.
That was
crazy.
That was very cool. I was gonna ask you guys, like, I definitely have like a couple core memories of like a beat happening, but yeah, I'm curious like what they are for you guys, because that 5-year one is definitely for me like that's up there for sure. That was like such a
crazy,
such a
quite
cool
an
day.
event.
So many people came throughout. It was packed pretty much throughout the entire day,
Yeah.
and so many people performed that day.
Yeah, that was that was a huge one. That was like coming back from pandemic and being like, do people still care about this?
And people were very excited just to be a part, just to be outside and just see all the people that they hadn't seen all year, or however long because of the pandemic. That's definitely a core. core memory when it comes to a beat happening.
Yeah, no, that open air back patio, the weather was great. It was like, and they kind of left us alone back there. Like they never even, sometimes they didn't remember we were back there, but it was like, we just threw our giant party in this, 3 layers back, in this back patio area. And it was just like people coming and going all day. Yeah, it was very telling about like, oh, the community still wants this.
Yeah.
Despite being cooped up and trying to make sure it was, like there was ventilation and, it was all the check marks we needed to have a safe event.
Yeah.
And so that was a huge one. And it was the first time that I had written a grant to support a beat happening, to like rent what I thought was going to, even to help pay for merch and equipment rentals and AV equipment and all this stuff. Like it wasn't a huge grant, but I was like, oh, there's like,
And
I can give out a little
performers got paid for that one too, right?
Yeah, there was
so
enough.
we actually got to pay the performers.
Yeah, for the first time ever.
Yeah.
There was enough grant money to pay everyone like, I don't know, $100 or something. It was maybe 50. I don't even remember what it was, but it was like, it was enough to kind of celebrate. And no one knew any of that. They were still down to just volunteer.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason I was like, let's just pay them. We have a little extra funds. So yeah, it was a turning point on many levels, but we didn't necessarily do anything differently. It was just a big celebration and post-COVID, or pandemic era. So
Yeah.
it was like the same DIY marketing. I don't even know if I hung a poster. I think I just like made a bunch of flyers for Instagram to kind of promote each artist.
Yeah.
So that was a huge one.
We had a camping trip.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
where
right.
We,
You
where
guys
we
did
made a pack. A bunch of us, like he got a grant again to for us to go on a camping trip and just record a bunch of sounds so that we can make a music pack, and that came
very
together.
cool.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was such a wild idea to pitch to Metro Parks. I was like, they were like, oh, we have this grant application. I was like, what about if I took a bunch of beat makers out into the woods to record a sample pack? And they were like,
What?
well, no one's ever asked us to do that before, so let's see. And so they gave us enough to like buy the recording equipment, rent a van, give you a plot. You could choose from all the parks, and I'd only ever really been to Oxbow for other events. So
Yeah.
it was just a big experiment to see like, will people even go to this? And a lot of people had never even been camping before, so
That's
it was just
awesome.
kind of a funny like overnight adventure to go try something new. And then Omari Jazz, who's like, if people who are listening don't know, is like an all-star here in Portland, was down to go on the trip and then process all the sounds to turn it into a sample pack, which is free to download. And so I still get, not daily, but I still get notifications of people finding that and downloading it all the time. So that's cool.
How many people went on that camping trip?
It was just
It's about 5 or 6.
6 of us, maybe.
I think it was like 6 of us. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It's very
Plus
cool.
the videographer. Yeah, 6 or 7.
Hell yeah.
Econoline van sized.
Yeah, however many people could fit in the van.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like even things like that, there's like these little like, can this work? Have we been doing it long enough that this has any kind of like, like a beacon for these weirdo ideas? And even again, I wrote another one. At this point, I'm just like throwing ideas out to Metro Parks to be like, what about this? And now, as a celebration of the sample pack idea, we're going back out on June 6th to throw a concert in the park.
Oh, cool.
At Oxbow.
Okay.
In a partnership with People of Color Outdoors. So there'll be like hiking and lunch and a concert. I don't know. Just, it's like one of those things where I was like, this is a weirdo idea, but let's try it.
I think that's like, the root of cool things happening though, and like actually throwing the ideas out there, you know, because if not, they're just gonna sit in your head, and then you're never out making sample packs, camping, or you're not like, I don't know, performing in Atlanta or doing something in Chicago, and you know, like.
Yeah, no, it's funny to see. There's a lot of resources that go unused, and I was just like, I don't know if here's an idea. I don't know if you'll go for it, but it's something that could work for us.
Incoming message from beatmaker and producer Sherbert.
Yo, what's up, Dan Cable? What's up, A Beat Happening fam? I don't have a specific memory to share because I feel like a lifetime of memories has gone by since my first time visiting A Beat Happening and my first time playing A Beat Happening. Just wanted to give all of my love and support to Jonas, and shout out to Sembla and Lee Tillman and everyone that's had a part in making A Beat Happening happen over all these years. I hope it continues on for many more years. It is a labor of love, absolutely, that Jonas has continued to put on and bring these people together. It has, you know, shaped who I am as an artist, as a person, how I interact with the community, and yeah, just love you guys.
It's funny, the 7-year was kind of bookended by our first show at 606. Which is Extension 606 recording studio, was like completely founded by people who met through A Beat Happening, which is a dope, like full circle everything. So it was cool to be able to host the show there until we could find like a more permanent place.
Yeah.
But that same year we did a show at the Winningstad Theater, which is part of the P5 group of theaters downtown, which was like a gigantic venue and very ambitious, but they offered the space because of all the community work, and they were like, you can come play. There's a budget to support the artists. And so we pitched the idea of like combos, like everyone who performed is like a duo.
Yeah.
Just to try to make a different kind of lineup. So that was cool. It was, I don't know that we'll ever need or get access to another venue that size, but you know, as a marker for like where we've come, that was pretty cool.
And we performed that night.
Yeah.
And we did this thing where we would, I mean, we can talk about Free Love if you want to, but we kind of performed like some of the stuff from Free Love, which is us like using the same sample and chopping it up different ways, and then we would talk about how we, you know, what we did, or we like play what the song was before and then play what it is. And it seemed it was more educational for people than I thought it would be. I thought people would be like, yeah, whatever, okay, yeah, we're all beat makers, we get it. But like there were some people that were like, oh wow, I didn't know how it worked.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was a funny thing, because very much so like most of the crowd was other beat makers who were like, I know y'all all use samples and chop them like this, but there was some people who just came just to check it out and had never understood the creative process of beat making, and so that was cool just to explain it. We played the sample, then played our versions of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, maybe we're onto something there.
Some very cool milestones.
Yeah.
Along the way.
Yeah, there's
And then there's
other
just
stuff.
people that I remember seeing Amari Jazz play for the first time and just being blown away by it. I remember seeing Avi Sinclair perform for the first time and being blown away.
Yeah.
And there's tons of people I've seen. Like Sherbert is an underrated producer in
No
my
doubt.
opinion.
No doubt.
What's Michael? There's so many Michaels, but
Oh yeah.
Slurgeon, insane.
Yeah.
There's so many people that I'm just a fan of, just because I saw them on A Beat Happening. And I'm like, wow, these people are insane.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Ed, Salt Fiend. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to the A Beat Happening crew, Jonas and Lee, for building some incredible community events, you know, in Portland and beyond, internationally as well. They're always, you know, giving a platform to new, underserved, and young producers, and, you know, giving voice to some art that might not be shared otherwise. So I've been extremely fortunate or grateful to be a part of, some of the earlier events, going back to some of the Future Shock events, and just wanted to say, all the love for doing this for all the right reasons, which is building community, creating this, fostering a supportive music scene, and, that's the way to do it. And I'm super happy to play the little part that I've played over the years, and shouts out to them for, continuing to, push it forward, and I love them. Love you.
The closing of Future Shock night.
That's actually a huge milestone.
Yeah,
that's kind of like the other one that I think about.
Being able to play that, that was
I think about like that 5-year, and I think about that night at Future Shock.
I do remember that
because that lineup was fucking crazy. Like it was heavy, you know, and like definitely seeing like Omari that night. I remember like Spinach did a really cool set that featured like Brax, but then also like him and Selly did some shit together that was like insane. Like that was a very cool. That was a cool night,
and that came together so quick because I just stopped in to talk to Tim one day, or maybe no, I ran into Kip, and he was like, "Oh, Tim's shutting down the shop," and I'm like, "He always says that," and he's like, "No, he actually is." And so I was just around the corner, so I went in and talked to him. He's like, "Yeah, probably in a few weeks." And I was like, "You gotta let us do one last The Beat Happening here." I was like, "I'll do all the work for it. Just pick a day that would work for you."
And Tim was like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, his usual like no crisis mode. It's just like meh. At first, I was just like, "Oh, we'll just do an open sign up because it's such short notice. There's no time to really curate this." But all it took was for me to put like the, what did I say? It was something like open aux or something like that. It was just like whoever wants to play. And I got inundated with DMs from all the homies and all the
everybody that's played throughout.
And they were like,
many
"You
years,
got to let me on." And I was like, "We probably have time for like 10-minute sets." And some people got to play one song.
Yeah.
But they were all like, "That's fine." And so it went from like open aux to immediately like, "Oh, it's accidentally curated already."
Yeah.
And then we went like, I don't know, 2 hours over. And Tim was just like, "It's fine." He's like, "I'm gonna be done with all this
in the store,
Yeah, and that was always the fun of it too.
People buying stuff the entire time.
Directing people like, "If you want to buy stuff, come up to the register."
Don't mind the person right next to you making music.
And it was fun to be in there and like completely packed, shoulder to shoulder again, still sweaty. It's like all those like, "Oh yeah, this is how it started."
Yeah, that brought back some memories of like when, because we had been in like 3 different venues since the Future Shock, and then coming back and doing that last show, that was crazy.
Yeah, one of the perils of doing it at Future Shock was always like, because I'm tall, I always tried to stand like up in the front, off to the side, so I could like see people and never get to talk to them because I was always in the front. So they'd be like on camera, but I'd hardly ever get to talk to people. And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's still like that." Now it's even more precarious because he's got like glass toy cases and stuff in there. But that was a huge one. And I was really glad as like a full circle thing to do that with Tim. And, I even went there the day they were like moving all their stuff out.
Yeah.
And took some pictures of the shop.
And they flipped that place quick. It's a tattoo parlor
now.
And I feel like the next day it was open.
That happened very quick.
The place it all started.
Yeah, he even found, we did a fundraiser the first year to help pay for a new mixer for the shop because we were like, we use it. I feel like we just kind of broke his old one because we kept using it and offering it to everybody. So we did a fundraiser to buy him a new mixer, and as part of that fundraiser, we partnered with Quartet Skateboards to make these limited edition shirts with like a cassette tape on them. And I don't even have one because we never even made them in bigger sizes. But you could have, it was like a pre-order thing, and we said you had to pick them up at the shop. And when Tim was cleaning out, he found like 3 shirts from that original fundraiser that no one ever picked up. And we have no records. I mean, I was just like,
collective items.
Yeah, they had like
items now.
dust rings on them. And I was like, all right, well, what am I supposed to do with these? And I put them on Instagram and was like, look, I found these old shirts, and people snapped those up too. But I was just like, wow, that's crazy as a relic of that era that he found them in the shop.
You know what's funny? You did a fundraiser for the mixer, and the night the mixer didn't work. The night of the last night, because I remember, because I was DJ, and then we had like 2 turntables, and I'm like, so I was just putting on records and just had to flip them over or whatever, because there was only one.
That's right. It was shorted
one
out.
Turntable, so the mixer didn't work however many years
Yeah,
ago.
I think part of Selly's set didn't record either, because when he like did the right left channel, it didn't record on one of those channels, and I was like, yeah, of course. It's like it's a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great way to go out for Future Shock.
Yeah. That was like one of those things where I was like, oh, I'll pop in here for an hour. And I was like 6 hours later. It's like, how am I supposed to leave all these like amazing people playing?
Yeah, no, that was huge just to see that many people. And some of those guys had come to the shows and had never performed, but were like, please let me do this as like a dedication to the first shows that I ever came to.
Yeah.
And they're some of the most talented people too, so yeah, that was great. I didn't forget about it. I was just like thinking of like, there's probably a ton of stuff I'm forgetting.
Well, as far as like, I don't know, I feel like that's just like not even thinking about just like a beat happening. That's like a memorable Portland night for me. Just like in all the music I've seen like over the years, that's definitely like a night that sticks out to me. It was just like good hangs, good music, great celebration, even though it was like a bittersweet thing for this, kind of this flagship record store of the city that had been there ever since like I was here. I don't know how long it had been open, but it was, here the whole 13 years that I had been here. I remember popping in there before, I knew anything about a beat maker scene here. And
he's selling those records at his online now. I've been to his house. It's crazy. He has most of those records
crazy
at his house now.
Just out there on Discogs hustling.
He's still doing it. He's still doing it, basically.
King Tim.
King Tim.
Yeah, no, that shop meant so much to not just the beat happening, but me. Like, I lived at 22nd and Burnside like for years before that, so it was just like, or not years, but like I've only been here since 2014, so just stopping in the shop, and that was like one of the first record stores I went in, if not the first. So it was cool to have so many memories attached to that place.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? This is Spinach. I just wanted to give a huge shout out to A Beat Happening on their 9-year anniversary. Throwing any event for 9 years is wild, let alone a free all ages event that so many different artists of a variety of disciplines have been able to perform at, express themselves, meet other artists, just cultivate that sense of community. Y'all are such a dope representation of my favorite parts of Portland, truly. So yeah, love Jones, free Tillman. Can't thank y'all enough, and I'm sure so many of us feel the same way. Beat happening. Y'all are the truth. Much love. Peace.
What do you feel like the challenges are of keeping this thing going 9 years later? And I guess like why is it still so important to you to keep going and volunteering your time like this?
I mean, I think I'm just constantly reminded of, like, as an artist myself, how quickly you can lose access to things. Like, I don't know. There's something, my motivation is always just like keep lifting people up. because, you know, even with Thirsty City on hiatus, it was like, that's a huge blow to the opportunities for kind of underground beat makers or kind of experimental artists in Portland as a consistent monthly event. You know, like there's still like kind of one-off shows that happen here and there and random venues, but the fact that we've been able to do it consistently every third Sunday, you know, for the last 5 years, every third Sunday, I mean, it's just, I don't know, there's something about it where I'm like, I'll eventually run out of artists, but that's not true. I just keep meeting more artists.
Yeah.
And so...
You're born every day.
Yeah.
There's always going to be people that want to jump on again. And
I think, you know, but there's something about the traveling version, too, that I'm like, oh, maybe that's an evolution of what the show could be, too. Like, whether it's taking Portland artists to another city or doing those kind of pop-ups. I'm always motivated to like lift up artists, so it's hard to let go of that, but I'm like, I think 10 years is a long time to dedicate to it. So I don't know, it's that part still motivates me. And, you know, when we see people from, you know, we keep talking about growth, but it's like seeing the artists continue to do stuff and helping launch those things is feels good. Yeah, I think I see how rewarding it can be, even if it feels temporary in the moment. But I'm like, no, it's the origin of a lot of people's stories. And I like that part of it. And I think I keep returning to that. But at some point, you know, I'm also an artist and I have a job where I travel a lot. So at some point, the logistics might get complicated. But I'm going to try and do it as much as I can while I can.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, Lee, as far as, you know, volunteering your time for so long to the project? I know, like, maybe Jonas is doing some more of the heavy logistical stuff, and maybe you're just kind of showing up for it, but that's still, you know, a thing you're showing up for.
Yeah, when he said that, you know, he was bringing it back and he wanted to do live, I was like, whatever you need me to do. Like, if you want me to host it, if you want me to pass out flyers, or whatever it is you want me to do, because I know that it is important to people. I mean, we saw from the 5-year how many people came out. Like, it was very important and needed, and it's cool to have something that is consistent, because when it's gone, like, think about Future Shock, like it was always there, and then when it's gone, you're like, oh man, I can't believe it. So it's great to have something that's kind of always there, and you always it's just something to come back to, and people have like such fond memories of it, and to be a part of it. I mean, I've always just it's just cool to be a part of it, in any capacity.
Yeah, and one of the other things too, I mean, we hadn't mentioned it, but Lee takes like really great photos of the events too, and it's like almost invisible. Like, I see you taking them, but I won't even realize how many good shots you got until you share them with the artist afterwards. And I'm like, you know, we record the video and it's the performer, but when you capture all the other people in the space and all the things happening.
I try to get the crowd, you know, just to see, you know, people there. And then I try to get, before the show, like, just people hanging out, people that came, maybe some people that are like dressed cool or whatever, and you know, just see what people are wearing at the show, or just to capture the event. Just so, you know, just to have something that we remember. So I've been doing that for the past couple of years, just, you know, coming in and taking pictures of the show, just so that, and also sometimes the performers just want a picture of themselves performing,
for sure.
And they may only have the video, and, you know, just to have like high quality photos is cool.
Yeah,
it's a fun kind of, like, it still feels DIY, you know. It's like, even though we're this far in and a lot of people know about it, it's still scrappy.
Yeah.
And that part I like about it. Like, a ton of people come up to me over the years, maybe both of us, but everyone's like, you should turn it into a business. This should be what you do for a living.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's when it gets complicated, because then I have to earn a salary, and I got to pay taxes, and I got to pay performers. And, you know, it turns it into a different thing, and I really resist that. So maybe to my own detriment. But there's a part of me that's like, I can still use Luvjonez LLC to write for grants if I need them. But because we have so much community support, I don't really need grant money to function.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a weird nebulous thing where it's like, if you introduce it as a career, it transforms it into something else.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to shift some things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not free anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
And
it's just like, oh, you should shift it into business. It's like, well, in order to make money, you guys need to start paying to get into this show so that we can pay other people.
Yeah, and then it turns into, it's like the first 10 years are free, and then after that it's $50 a ticket or whatever. And then, it just changes things so much that I'm like, I don't love that.
And it is cool to operate in a space where we don't really need money. Like, because everyone volunteers their time. Like, it's all, like, we don't really need it. Everyone just comes because they love the show and they love being there. And, you get to see your friends. And it is, like, we talk about community a lot, but that's really what it is. That's what we're trying to build. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah, it's a funny kind of like standing contradiction to everyone's profit models where they're just like, but you have to do this. And I'm like, no, you don't. I was like, you can do a lot if you just establish trust with your partners and the community. You can achieve a lot. And I think that's the part that I'd love. I'm kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm just too anti-authority, but it's like, I love that it can prove the model wrong by coasting off of community for this long.
Yeah. Yeah. It's still a sustainable thing. And you've done it with like little to no money to make it happen. And everybody's just on the same tip with it. Everybody's like understanding of it. I think it probably keeps things pure in a certain way. I mean,
it's a labor of love in the truest sense.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. It's impressive that you've been able to pull it off this long, nearly a decade in.
Yeah, no, it is. It's funny to remind ourselves to be like, we're closing in on 10 years of volunteering.
Yeah. No, it's a fucking very cool service to the community, like, and you're putting in work into like the things that you guys care about too, just watching artists grow and participating in some way in building community, which seems more important than ever right now, to like actually be interacting with people in real life and like give them something to look forward to.
Like, you actually meeting people in real life. Like, you actually have to come to a thing and see it and hear music like live.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. No, that part is, it can be that's the challenge and the reward of it though. It's just like, I know you don't want to leave your house, but I promise you'll meet somebody or see something that will be like meaningful.
Yeah.
But just come out, we don't have a marketing team. Like, I always say, like, you are the community is the marketing team. Like, whatever you all share about it is the only way it's going to reach people.
Yeah.
So if you come up and support it, that energy will exchange. Because without it, we don't get any press.
Yeah, for sure.
So
hopefully that like keeps the community invested in, in spreading the word too,
Yeah, and we get hit up for partnerships a lot about like even beat makers will be like, can we do, like, does Beat Happening want to teach beat making classes? And I was like, I mean, we don't really do that, but I'm happy to like present it with you or something, like that. So there's other opportunities, the I don't want to say authority, but the perceived, I guess the cultural importance of it means enough to people who are doing stuff that they will want to partner to help co-present something that they're working on, and that part is cool. But I'm always encouraging people, like, you can do this yourself too.
Yeah. Why do you think that like you two gravitated towards each other and like have had this like pretty long lasting friendship, and like you know, you've been collaborators at time with the records that you've put out together?
It's kind of like, I think like we're very, I mean, if you think about the album that we put together, it's very similar but different at the same time. Like, we literally used the same sample and made two songs that sound different but have the same vibe. And that's kind of what we are. Like, we're different in a lot of ways, but we both have like the same vibe. And we just want to like lift people up and, you know, want people to you know, show off what they're doing. And I don't know, and it's just music. Like, I think like number one, like we kind of like roughly the same age and just like the same type of music. And that's what, like, we'll sometimes be at shows and just talking about music, just talking about 90s hip hop, and there's somebody on stage and we're like, hey, have you heard, you know, that Tribe Called Quest from, I remember that stuff when they did this and that, and like, and there'll be somebody on stage performing. And like, that's kind of what we've done since like, I mean, since we met. That's kind of what we've always done. So I don't know, I think we just have the same vibe.
Yeah, and I mean, and humor is part of it too. Like, it's cool to me to see like Lee's growth as a comic too, because I'm like a comedy, like I don't want to say a comedy nerd. I don't know every comic stuff, but I was raised on comedy, so the comedic instinct is like, it's a fun through line to keep things light, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you can nerd out on music too.
I think you were one of the first people I told when I started, because I did comedy in LA, but then I stopped.
Right.
And then to get back into it, and I was like, you know, I think I'm gonna start doing comedy again. And then like, he was literally one of the first people I ever told. And since then, like, he's come to shows, and he's supported.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of the people that, you know, would always be there. So, you know, he's kind of seen my whole comedy journey, like most of it. He's the second half, my rebirth. We're just, it's just, same vibes.
Yeah, no, it was like, and that's, I mean, it's cool to, like, even when Lee first came to the shows, like, he was like just down to chat. You know, it wasn't there. It wasn't like transactional. It was like, can I come play and then never show again?
Yeah.
It was like, I look back at when I was posting footage for one of the anniversaries. Oh no, it was the Future Shock show. Going back through all the footage from those early shows, Lee and Magic DJ are in the background of almost every photo. And I was just like, oh man, that's it's so cool to see that, because, you know, my memory is blurry for a lot of who was there, unless we, you know, had a conversation or something. So knowing that he's been around since then is great to see the involvement, just not as community member, but also like, how can I help?
Yeah.
I think part of it's never been transactional. It's just been like we just like hanging out.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, even when I was like coming, the first time we met, I had my record and everything, but like, that wasn't the point. Like, I wasn't like, if you get me on this, you know, can you get me on the show so I can show off this? It was just like, oh, this is a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I just kept coming back and just to hang out, because it was, I mean, A Beat Happening has been really important my entire time in Portland. It's been like one of the staples, one of the things that I've always come back to.
What's up? This is Eric, aka Eric Boderick. Just making this video to show support to A Beat Happening. Shout out to Jonas and Lee for all the hard work they put in over the last 9 years. I did my first A Beat Happening probably about 3 years ago, back when they were still at Produce Row. Gave me a chance to meet a lot of other producers and beat makers in the community, which is really dope. They do a great job of bringing people together. I played my most recent one about a year ago, and at the time, my son got to come and see me play beats, which was really cool. He held up an iPad in the background with messages on it. Yeah, I think it's just really cool place to be able to bring people in. It's very inviting, very inclusive, and you could bring your family and just go enjoy different types of music and different types of culture. Congrats, guys.
Do you want to talk about what the focus of the 9 years celebration, like the lineup and how you went about curating that?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that, like, a lot of the shows in Portland feel siloed at times because so often they happen on the same day at the same time. And even though there's like-minded people doing these shows, it's hard to like host, like the genres don't always match up. We're like, because our show is pretty open format, what they do fits on our show, but what we do may not fit on their show.
Mm-hmm.
But as a call out to these communities that have formed all over Portland, I was just like, rather than just have, I mean, it is an all-star lineup, but it's like, I want to, rather than have individual artists, I want to have entire collectives on the show to rep for the whole city. So I reached out to, it was really, I didn't think everyone would be available or be down to do it.
Yeah.
Because some of these folks I rarely see because our events are parallel. But like with the Thesis, I haven't attended their show for a long time because I usually, when I worked at Portland Center Stage, I also hosted First Thursday events, and their events were always First Thursday. So I was like, depending on the timeline, it was just like we were not competing with each other, but our stuff was happening on the same day, same time. But I used to go to their shows all the time in the beginning.
And the Thesis, the show that I was talking about, the Thesis is where we met. Like that's
okay, that's right.
That makes sense.
The first show we ever
at Kelly's.
that I went to was at Kelly's. So we met at the Thesis.
That's right. I was with Theory Has It. I think we were just bouncing around, but yeah. So yeah, the Thesis, and then Global Bass is another group. I've had a bunch of them on the show individually, but they've built such a wild and consistent, popular show during the summers. I mean, it's kind of year-round, honestly, but rather than compete, I was like, can we just have you all on the show? And Hungry Hungry Hip Hop has been holding it down in Mississippi area for so long, and they've had us all on the shows in different capacities, and they always show love. And I feel like the city kind of doesn't pay attention to a lot of those shows that don't have, a bigger limelight on them. And so I was like, no, y'all, I want y'all on the show. Let her cook. Deadpan has been supportive for A Beat Happening for a long time too. And I like that they have formed a show that is, for the queer community, and they have big parties, and they've invited me to come check them out. And I was like, you know what, this would be a cool, I mean, certainly people know about it, but I was like, I don't know if they understand that all these people have played on our shows before. And so I was like, let's have them on the show. And then DJ Cliff, who has been supporting A Beat Happening since before we ever even did a show. Like, I'd met him at an event, and I told him what the idea was, and he was like, you should come on the show and talk about it. And he's, he has a podcast. He's had us on in different capacities over the years as beat makers and as A Beat Happening too. And so I was like, you know what? He never gets booked for shows that he's not he's not the main act.
Yeah.
And so I was like, as a nod to his support for all, especially in the beginning, I was like, I want to have him on the show. And then we're going to play a show because we hardly, despite hosting this for 9 years.
Yeah.
I think I've played 3 times, or maybe in Portland for our shows, recorded shows. And we've played some of the anniversary things in the past, but
It's
I was
probably
like,
the same for me. I haven't played that much, except for like one time somebody dropped out and I had to perform.
You jumped
I
in.
had to jump on, but like I haven't
Yeah.
performed that much on it.
yeah, and I think a lot of people know us as a Beat Happening, but they don't know that we make music, or they maybe have never seen us perform, and so it's
Yeah.
like, let's just do everything all at once, like we'll perform. We'll get Cliff, we'll get Global Bass, we'll get Let Her Cook, Hungry Hungry Hip Hop, The Thesis, and Scratcher Portland, which is, I don't know, if you have longtime listeners, they may have heard me talk about it in the past, but like turntablism is how I got into hip hop, and I still have love for it. And so when I discovered the Scratch community here, I've always tried to incorporate them into our shows over the years, and
Yeah.
Selly has mostly been the lone rep for that. But as an art form within the culture, I feel like people don't know that happens here unless you're a scratch DJ.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, let's pull you in here too. Like, I want eyeballs on everything that we're all doing in the same room, on the same lineup, if it can happen. And they all said yes. So I was just like, wow, I did not think that was going to work.
It's cool because that type of event should feed all of those things.
Yeah.
Like people are going to get exposed to things that they didn't know were happening.
Yeah.
And all be in the same space. So, hopefully a few new people show up to Hungry Hungry Hip Hop because of that.
Yeah.
Or like they realize that there is a scratcher community here in Portland and so on,
Yeah, I mean, that's really the aim in it. It's like the ultimate version of lifting people up, because I'm like, all the people who do all these things in different pockets of the city are in the same room on the same lineup. You cannot act like these things you have never heard of before.
All the Avengers will assemble.
Right. I was like, you come to this show, you'll know 7 new things happening in the city that you can pay attention to. And that part it was amazing. I was like, I did not think they would all be available or interested. Because I don't know if people have conflicts with each other or anything, or, whether it's time conflicts or staffing issues or availability. But I asked them so far in advance. I was like, there's no way you planned this far ahead. But they all said yes. So it's been cool to build that up, to really get all the eyeballs. If people are following any of them individually, I'm hoping that it'll bring a few people into the space who've never thought to check any of their stuff out. And then the partners who are going to be there to table are people we've met over the years, like Jen at Finder Goods is a bag maker, and she is such a music supporter, like local Portland music supporter, and so kind, and she shows up to stuff all the time and just to say hi and buys the merch, and she supported A Beat Happening for years. So she will, I don't know if she'll be there in person, but we're gonna give away one of her products as a raffle prize. And Cordero Customs, that makes custom speakers, as an extension of the 606 family, will be there to kind of promote their stuff, show people that if you need custom speakers, you can have Dan make them.
Yeah.
And Guild Collective, which is like a kind of an artist rights organization who I've gotten to know over the last year, will be there to kind of table and talk about their services, which are all free to artists, to teach them about like contract knowledge and procurement and things like that. So, man, I'm trying to go off memory, but I'm not remembering everything. But it's like there's going to be free partner tables And I'm working with Foxer Thomas to do some limited edition merch for all the people that always want some other color of a Beat Happening shirts.
Yeah.
This will be your event. You can do it. But yeah, it's really just a giant, it's all free. It's still all ages. And it's just a big party. So to celebrate us and all the other people doing things in the city.
Yeah. It's very cool. Very sweet.
And the flyer's up, so you can look it up, all the partners and info there. Yeah. June 21st, cool. Sunday, just like our regular show day, with a stacked lineup of all the collectives doing stuff in the city.
I'll definitely make sure the link's in the episode notes so people know, where it's happening and whatnot.
Yeah, at Atelier Yafe, which is our normal monthly spot too. Yeah, but yes.
Yeah.
Link in bio.
link in bio. Link in episode notes. Well, congratulations on 9 years of, serving the community. I think it's, I'm just always impressed by people that are able to build things that are this long running, and especially when it comes from, a large part of it being a labor of love and just like really being truly invested in building something for the community and not for like some, financial gain or something,
Yeah, that not at all. So thank you for doing what you do to help us lift it up too.
Thanks.
I know you've been churning through, you're close to 500 now.
We're getting there. Yeah. We're cruising.
Right. Yeah. So
I feel like you and I have this conversation every time I see you.
I know. I'm trying to
see. Like, am I going to? Like always telling you, like, I think I might end it.
Yeah, no, that's me every winter.
And you're like, I think at 10 years a Beat Happening maybe retires. But I don't know, Jonas. I think maybe you see me in a year and a half, and I'm like, no, episode 503 just came out. Like I don't know if I can put it down.
Yeah. No,
we'll see.
But it's another institution of knowledge that you're sharing and exposure to artist work that not a lot of people know of. So appreciate it.
Are you still doing Tuna Boys too?
So the Tuna Boy is in action. He's been a little quiet the last month or so, right. But he's
all right.
He's gonna make a return. There's a lot of tuna sandwiches to get to still. There's a deep catalog, very insane, that I have reviewed 70 tuna sandwiches. Like even that is insane.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
But yes, Tuna Boy is alive and well.
Okay, good.
He's coming out. He's coming out for summer.
Okay.
All right. He's had a little bit of a rest.
Well deserved. Well deserved rest. It's a lot of sandwiches.
Tradition for the show is for the guests to say the tagline for the show, which is "It's a program." Mm-hmm. So if we get a Beat Happening, it's a program. If you guys want to do it together or individually,
if we can do it together.
Both want to throw it,
do the 3, 2, 1.
Oh, so one time, if you guys could look into the camera that's on the desk, also that would be very cool. There. Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
It's a program.
They nailed it, everybody. That's Jonas. That's Lee. All the links are going to be in the episode notes. I will also link to both their music projects, and you should go see Lee do stand up as well, because he's a very funny dude, and I'll link his stand up special there as well. Yeah, thank you guys so much for taking the time, Jonas. Thank you for asking to do this too. Like, it always means a lot to me when people ask to come do this thing,
Yeah, I mean, you have some of the best interviews. When I listen to your show, I learn a ton about what people are doing, because it's you allow for that. So thank you.
Appreciate it. And links are in the episode notes. That's the Jelly Jams, and we will catch you on the flip side, Portland or wherever you are listening from. You better go to that show on June 21st. It'll be happening. The 9-year anniversary is happening.
Yeah.
Nice.